Alright, what's going on, guys? Yes, we're on the project back at it again in here for the video for you guys for today. And in here for my WWE Backlash 2018 pay-per-view review, thoughts and opinions of what I thought overall with Backlash. And I'm going to get right down into it and go down the card of what happened. And then later on, I'll give my overall thoughts, how I felt about the pay-per-view as a whole. And on the kickoff, we only have one match, which was between Bailey and Ruby Riott on this one. And, the whole thing between Bailey and Sasha, I guess that's going to still be able to be panned out just a little bit more further. I'm not too sure when they're actually going to have a match. I know Bailey was able to try and get Sasha to be on her side with the Riott Squad there and everything, supporting Ruby Riott, obviously, and everything else in between. And in the end, we had Ruby Riott actually getting the win overall. And I had the tab it too right here, as always. So that's what happened basically at the kickoff in a nutshell. And then we had the main card, obviously, that kicked things off with the Intercontinental Championship matchup between The Miz and Seth Rollins. And these two really having a great match, going back and forth. And in the end, Seth Rollins was able to keep his IC championship, which is fine. The Miz doesn't need the IC title anymore. And hopefully now that he's on SmackDown, he can be able to go in the main event. Of course, obviously face Daniel Bryan and everyone else that's in the main event scene as of right now, and then get back to where he should be right now, because, The Miz, of course, doesn't really need the IC title since he had it for quite some time. And it's time that Seth Rollins actually keeps it and see how long he will actually be IC champion and everything, and see where Miz is going to be going for SmackDown Live. So that's where we had things there, and this isn't really in any particular order too, so I just wanted to state that off. Also, where we have the SmackDown Women's Championship matchup between Charlotte Flair and Carmella. This could have been a lot more better if you ask me. I was actually in a way surprised how Carmella was able to try her and have her hardest and actually keeping the women's championship and actually defeating Charlotte Flair and everything. So, I'm curious to see what's going to be going with that. I was hoping Charlotte Flair would get her championship back, but that didn't happen, obviously, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. And then, of course, we got the Raw Women's Championship between Nia Jax and Alexa Bliss. Surprisingly, no Mickie James there to be at the corner of her side for, yes, Alexa Bliss and everything. So surprisingly, she wasn't there supporting Alexa Bliss. It was just a straight up singles match between the two. At one point, I thought Alexa Bliss was gonna actually get the championship back, but of course, Nia Jax somehow, someway was able to come back and actually get a win and retain the Raw Women's Championship there. So that's where you had it with that. And we actually had a random as hell, weird ass fucking segment where we had, of course, there's always cool seeing Elias and everything looking to try and sing, but every time he would try and sing, he would get interrupted, whether it be by the New Day or No Way Jose and then Bobby Roode and everything. I kind of thought we were going to have one of those surprise matches between Elias and Bobby Roode, since they've been basically feuding on Raw and everything, but that didn't happen. It was just that, and it was crazy, unexpected, and just random as fuck, basically. I'll leave it at that. So, there you have it with that. And where we had the tag team matchup between Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley taking on Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn in this one. And they actually had the trophy back. I was surprised they actually showed it there and everything. I didn't think we were going to see it again. I guess that'll probably be the last time that we would see it, unless it's going to be there until we have a new winner, but I don't really think so. So that was kind of different there. But in the end, where we had Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley getting the win, and Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, having that weird thing going on when they were actually, throwing each other in the ring and stuff like that, and having their, I guess, complications, if you will. So that's what basically cost them the match, and Bobby Lashley and Braun Strowman actually getting the win. And I guess they actually will still stay as a tag team, which is fine. And then maybe after that, go after the Raw tag team titles eventually at some point. So I can actually see that happening. So that depends on what else is going to be happening there. Also, we had the U.S. title between Randy Orton and Jeff Hardy. This one, I actually enjoyed this one between the two. You know, good chemistry between both Randy Orton and Brother Nero. And yeah, like I said before, it was actually pretty crazy actually seeing them, you know, go for them feuding for the WWE Championship and now the U.S. Championship. So, you know, I actually enjoyed this match. And Jeff Hardy, which is cool, actually keeping the U.S. title. And we'll see where things go from there. Also, where we had Daniel Bryan and Big Cass on this one. And this one was kind of short, if you ask me. They go on for far too long. Daniel Bryan actually was able to get the win, which is good there. But then we had the post-match beatdown by Big Cass and getting the last laugh after he was able to get tapped out by Daniel Bryan. So we'll see where things are going. Pretty sure things will be continuing there for those two and everything and what have you. And also, of course, for the WWE Championship between Shinsuke Nakamura and AJ Styles, and basically more shenanigans once again. It's pretty crazy because there's no disqualification, and yet we still managed to have where both men couldn't get up until the count of 10 and everything. So basically having AJ Styles still be WWE champion, and I'm actually thinking maybe since we have all these shenanigans and all these screwy ass finishes, maybe at some point there would be a last man standing match or something like that where Shinsuke Nakamura actually finally gets the WWE Championship and then basically ends the feud. So it looks like they're going to continue this and it's going to be a long-term feud, which it seems to be. So we'll see where things go. On top of that, I mean, I actually did enjoy the match too, but the ending was just weird and wasn't really needed since there was no DQ and everything. So, you know, that's weird how that turned the bell. And AJ Styles got fucked up pretty bad too on the cheek and everything, getting a little bit bloody there with the steel chair and everything. So, you know, these two basically in the way went balls to the walls literally with the low blows and the kick to the balls and all that shit. So, it's pretty intense there, to say the very least. So there you have it with that. And basically, also what we did have Roman Reigns and Samoa Joe actually in the main event, which is kind of crazy. I was hoping the WWE title match between AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura would be the main event, but obviously not. So it's kind of like at that weird time too, where the world title wasn't really the main event, especially for pay-per-views a while back. So, you know, which kind of sucks. You would think the WWE title would be actually in the main event since we don't really have the Raw Universal Champion and Brock Lesnar that often on pay-per-views and everything, but it is what it is. That's how WWE is with their booking. Sometimes can get annoying, but anyway, where we had Roman Reigns and Samoa Joe in the main event, and I was kind of actually predicting basically Roman Reigns would get the win, but also at the same time Samoa Joe winning would be actually really cool for like that shock value and cool surprise, even though it's SmackDown versus Raw and everything. But that wasn't the case, and Roman Reigns was able to get the win. I don't know what's going to really be coming out of Roman Reigns. I know they're trying really hard to actually get him over. It just really isn't working no matter what they do. So who knows at this point what's really going to happen. And same thing for Samoa Joe. Maybe after that, just go and face AJ Styles, which would be awesome. That'd be pretty dope to see. And I've been talking it over with friends and stuff like that. So maybe that will get to happen at some point. Once the whole AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura feud is done, maybe make it a triple threat match. Who knows? So that's basically overall my thoughts and opinions on WWE Backlash 2018 with my review, thoughts and opinions. Until then, I'll catch you guys in the next video, whenever the hell that next video may be. Until then, enjoy the rest of your week, and until then, I'll catch you guys then in the next video. See you then. Peace. See ya.